Welcome to Season 5 of the Activation Nation podcast. We are thrilled to have you join us as we embark on another exciting season filled with inspiration, empowerment, and community. On this podcast, we will explore the transformative power of the LifeVantage products, share compelling stories from consultants across our community, and provide you with actionable strategies to elevate your business. Whether you're a seasoned expert or just starting your journey, our aim is to equip you with the insights that you need to grow. Expect a fantastic lineup of guests, including top leaders, industry experts, and passionate consultants who will share their unique journeys and strategies that have led them to success. Each episode is designed to be packed with valuable content, from the latest product launches to effective marketing techniques and personal development tips. So, get ready to dive into an inspiring and informative Season 5 of the Activation Nation podcast. Let's activate your potential and make this the best season yet. Welcome to this final episode of Season 5 of Activation Nation. Today, I'm excited to bring you a truly inspiring conversation with Shauna Mucklow, who is one of our speakers at our global kickoff event on January 11th. Shauna has an incredible story that many of us can relate to. She found LifeVantage during a pivotal moment in her life, and she's experienced the ups and downs that come with building a business. In today's episode, Shauna opens up about her journey, including a challenging slump in her business and how she overcame it with resilience. She'll also share how discovering the MindBody system played a key role in taking her business to new heights, surpassing goals that she never imagined possible. Selena Alger will be leading the conversation with Shauna, diving deep into how the MindBody system empowered her to make a powerful comeback and achieve success. If you've ever struggled to get your business to the next level, this episode is packed with insights and motivation that you won't want to miss.
Welcome, Activation Nation. I am here with Shauna Mucklow, one of our newest executive consultant threes here at LifeVantage. Thanks for being with us here in studio today.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited. Shauna came in to film for our global kickoff event in January, and we had the opportunity to sit down with her and have a chat about her experience here at LifeVantage.
Let's do it.
We're excited about it. So, Shauna, I know you've been with us 7 years?
Oh, no, girl. Almost 9.
9. Oh, my gosh. So how did you initially get started with LifeVantage and find the company, Shauna?
It found me for sure. I certainly was not looking for anything. 2016, March, and I was running a company, my own company, 36 sales reps across the country. I was busy going into a super busy season. Mother's Day was our busiest season. And my doctor called me up and said, listen, we've run across something that's the future of wellness, and I think you're going to want to take a look at it, and sent me a video. And I took a little look at it, and I showed it to my husband, Greg, and he said, how much is that and where do we get it? And we wanted to go on a journey for sure. She had no idea. She wanted to talk to me about business, but I wasn't really interested in business. I had a business.
Fair. You already had one going.
I had a business.
I was busy. It's a tough sell in the beginning.
Yeah, I was busy. I didn't really want that. However, she didn't know the state that I was actually in. Like that I was literally feeling so much unbalance in my life between work and home, and not spending the time that I wanted to with my family in order to make my business a success. It was like I was kind of a little bit shackled to the business, even though it was successful. So anyway, curiosity killed the cat. I'm the cat. And so I said, I need to understand why you, a doctor who have 5 children, and your husband's a doctor, and you're both on call all the time, and you have no time, why you chose to do this. And I learned, and I went all in that day.
You went all in that day. So you weren't like one of these like slow build, I'll use the product, I'll politely refer it to other people and then figure out how to build. Like you were sold on the opportunity too.
Yeah, I left that little meeting that we had, and I made my first phone call in the parking lot when I got into my car.
Really?
Yes.
And how did the first phone call go?
Well, actually, for whatever reason, I called the biggest fish that I knew.
Oh, so you went straight to the chicken list. You were like, instead of like starting small, like I'll call my mom, you went straight to the top.
I knew somebody who had been super successful in network marketing, and I called him. And he said, I love it. I've heard of LifeVantage. I just joined another company, so I'm not interested right now, but I wish you all the success in the world, and I think you're going to do great things. So it was a good first call.
That's a great first call.
Yeah.
And probably like a little bit of a confidence boost when you're like, okay, so maybe not exactly the outcome I wanted, but some reassurance.
Yeah. Then I went back to my office and I talked to my assistant, and she said, well, I think my fiance would want to learn about this. So the next night we went to a meeting an hour away, our first opportunity meeting. I took them and they enrolled. That was my first consultant. So
That's awesome.
yeah, before I ever took a product.
Before it probably even like your order went in.
Well, my order was in, but it hadn't arrived at my house yet. Yeah, for sure. I guess I didn't expect. I was 36 when I started the product, and I was tired, right? Like, I mean, I was a busy working mom, so I was tired. I mean, fall asleep on the couch at 8 o'clock at night, right? Or 9 o'clock or whatever. But I thought that was normal.
Yeah.
I really didn't think anything was wrong with me. So I didn't really have a lot of expectations of how the product was really going to work for me. I just knew that I wanted a different outcome of life. Meaning when I look at, no offense to my parents, but when I looked at my parents, I was like, I'm going to go down the same path as them. And they were on like 7 meds and 9 meds each. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I'm certainly going to take these products every day for the rest of my life. I just don't know what's going to happen for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't wait for myself to have a story. I believed that it was just going to be something that everyone needed to do, right? Everyone needs activation in their life. That's what I thought of from day one. And so I didn't have to wait for a story to unfold. But then that's also why I believed it to be a movement, because I feel like everybody needed to know about this. Yeah.
How did your building journey go? Was it easy to get going? Was it tough? Like, did you build fast? Like, kind of what were those first few years like?
I was actually pretty shocked. So, I don't do anything halfway. I guess that's something about me, is I don't do anything halfway. So when I make a decision, I'm all in. And so I was busy. I really was busy. So I made lunch appointments because I always had a lunch break. I always give my employees time off, so I had a lunch. And so I would book lunch appointments. So every day I would go to lunch with somebody. And when I sat down and really expressed my excitement, of course I told the whole story, but I was shocked to find out when I think I came at this, and not even intentionally maybe, but I was really excited about the movement of it all. Like, listen, these health products are phenomenal. This company is going to be massive. As soon as people really learn about all of this, like, there is a huge opportunity here to be part of something really great. I'm going to do this. Do you want to do this with me? That was kind of the conversation I was having. And when I sat down with people, I started to learn, yeah, I don't love my job. I don't feel like I get treated very good by my boss. I'm not passionate about what I do at all. And I was like, well, then do this with me, right? But it was interesting that when I sat down and actually had conversations with people, that's what I found out. Their pains, sure, they all wanted to feel better, but it was deeper rooted than that. It was also in their business life or their work life, or they wanted freedoms of something, right? Whether they wanted to release from their workplace or more income or more time or whatever. And I knew that that was something they could get if they started a business.
Interesting, because we get so busy. Like, you were a working mom, you had your own business, like your husband had a demanding job. Mm-hmm. And when you're talking to these people, most of us don't have a lot of time to sit around like evaluating our life choices all the time. So was it interesting to kind of be there when people were evaluating, like, have the things I've chosen for my life, are they really serving me?
Yeah. And I think that probably those conversations probably started because I was vulnerable enough to say why I was excited about this opportunity. And I think that that's probably important to mention, is don't ever be afraid to tell your own truth. And I wasn't afraid to tell my own truth. Like, listen, I might be successful I was successful in my other business, semi-successful, one might say, but I wasn't happy. And I wasn't afraid to tell people that. And I think when I brought down my walls and said, listen, I'm not super happy. Like, I might be successful, but I don't love how much time I have to spend to be successful. I feel like I'm sacrificing too much of my family. I don't know if you have any of those concerns yourself. And I opened up the floor for them to share. And then once I knew their pains, I could offer them a solution, which I 1,000% believe that LifeVantage is a solution to so much as long as it aligns with their passion. So
No, I love that, because when we lead with a little bit of vulnerability, oftentimes we're met with an outpouring of it from the other person. But we just have to create that safe space where people feel like it's safe for me to say this to Shauna, or to have this conversation with her, to think about these things.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of safe spaces sometimes in our day-to-day.
yeah. So it was either that or people just thought I was crazy enough that they believed me. Like they were like, well, she's going to do it with or without me, so I might as well join her. I don't know.
Or let's reframe, they were inspired by your infectious energy.
Okay, for sure. Crazy, infectious, perfect. So I think that I hit 10,000 in monthly volume really quick. And I remember calling up one of my support team and saying, so I don't even have a customer. And she just started laughing out loud. Like, I think I'd enrolled like 16 consultants or something, and I hadn't enrolled a customer yet. And
for compliance reasons, you would tell people that that's not necessarily a sustainable and healthy way to build.
For sure. And it's funny because I wasn't like pigeonholing anybody, or I wasn't just telling one side of the story, but I think it was because I was opening up the floor for them to share. And I was like, why wouldn't you be part of all of it, kind of thing? And so that was kind of how my business journey went. Did I have people tell me no? Heck yes. I walked out of that first meeting with like a list of 10 people. I have a funny story to tell. Like, the top person on my list wasn't actually the guy I called. It was a local couple in our town that we're friends with. And he's an entrepreneur. She's a nurse. I was like, this is perfect for them.
Seems like a good
They
fit.
will join us.
They will obviously see the vision.
Of course they will. Yeah, right. They laughed at us. And we were just like, okay, well, whatever. Like, and I just didn't let it bother me. I just talked to the next person. Funny enough, somebody came on board and said, did you talk to so-and-so yet? And I was like, yeah, but you should. And she told them no. Like, they did. Okay, and then she told them no.
The same
and then somebody else came on board and said, oh, did you talk to so-and-so? And I was like, yeah, but you should. It took 4 people. And then she called me back up and said, I am so sorry. Now 4 people that I trust and love have told me and thought about me for this. I think it's time for me to listen. So that's part of it, just being persistent and passionate enough that people have to come to it in their own time, I think, as well. So don't ever give up on people.
Yeah. And like different people are just different phases or different levels of openness for whatever is going on in their personal life or their journey at that time.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how many people, when we talk to them on the podcast, they share their own story. Like, it's interesting to hear that you were an immediate yes. A lot of people we've interviewed were like, I was like on the 19th try, I finally was like, I'll buy this so you'll leave me alone, right? Like, everyone's journey into LifeVantage, whether it comes from the building side or they love the products and then decided to build, it's a little bit different.
Yeah. I believe this to be a movement, and I truly do still today, probably even more than I did back then now, but I told that story to people and why I believed that. And if they wanted to be part of something really great, that they should be a part of it too. But it was their choice. And it was something that I would walk alongside of them and help them do, but I couldn't do it for them. It had to be their choice. So that's something I still believe today is I just share the opportunity with people and let them choose.
One of the things we love about your vulnerability is you talk often that there was a point in your building where you got a little bit stuck at a freeze point for a while. How did you end up there? Yeah. And how did you still keep the vision when like maybe all your efforts don't feel like they're paying off immediately with continued growth and growth and growth?
Yeah. So I did get stuck. I hit Pro 7, which is executive rank now, in 2 years. That was kind of my goal. I hit it literally 2 years to the month of me enrolling. And then I'll be really honest, I got kind of comfortable, right? That was the goal. Like, that was the goal, to make a certain figure a month, to have a certain title, right? And when I hit that goal, life was pretty good. I was making the income that I wanted to make. I had flexibility in my life for the first time, I felt like, in ever, but I still was leading this group of people. And so I say I got comfortable for a while, and I was okay there. Like,
yeah. And that's part of the journey too,
right.
is like, you felt comfortable there. It wasn't,
I was happy.
You weren't like disappointed that you're there. You're not feeling discouraged that you're there.
For a while. For a while, because then the comfortableness set into the stuck. Like, then I was like, wait, I want to grow. Why am I not growing, right? And so I think that turned probably halfway through that journey, right? It turned into like, wait, all right, now it's time to grow bigger. Like, it's ready to take it to the next level, help more people have success. And that is, lo and behold, when the Evolve Comp Plan kind of showed up into our worlds, and what a amazing blessing that has been. I believe that is what LifeVantage absolutely, and one of the things that I needed to take the next step into the future of what I think this movement can mean for a whole lot of people in today's day and age. So I was super excited about the
What
Evolve Comp Plan.
made you like excited about that? Was it the ease of then talking about how people earn? Was it the more balance between how you earn on customers and building your team? Like, what about that felt like, okay, yes, I'm re-energized. I can build with this. I can talk to people about it.
Because I believe, so how I tend to attract, my whole team tends to attract hardworking, full-time working moms.
Okay. Just accidentally?
Probably you seem to attract yourself, right?
You do,
so full-time,
right? Like,
hardworking moms.
No matter how you're putting it out there, like you kind of attract back like who you are and how you show up as your best self.
Right. And while I made time and had belief, being a full-time working mom is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. Moms are busy. And I knew with this new comp plan that I could, if someone came to me and said, I want to make $500 a month, I knew that there was a much better chance for them to do that simply through the new compensation plan. I didn't have to say, well, you have to do this, this, and this, and kind of pigeonhole them into one way. They could build it their way that made sense for them, but still be reimbursed in a good way financially.
Yeah, because like there's a lot of options for people if they're looking to make $500 a month to cover school fees, to save for vacation. And so like one of the things we have to be mindful of as we look at comp plans or incentives is, if I'm doing this, is the reward and the payout worth it?
Yep.
Because if you can't have that conversation honestly with your team and say, I know here's how you get to the path to $500 a month. This is the number of people you've got to talk to, or how much you have to sell or enroll. And if they're comparing that to, I can go drive DoorDash, like it's got to be a compelling number.
Yeah, I without a doubt now feel with complete confidence that anybody who walks up to me and says, show me how to make $500 a month, I could say, go do this to earn this. It's that simple in the Evolve compensation plan. And then if they want to build from there, of course, the sky's the limit, and there's possibilities for that as well. So I love that.
And it's interesting how many people come in wanting to make $500 a month, and then, or you.
That was me.
I want to get to Pro 7 or the equivalent of our executive consultant ranks, right? And then you get there and it's fun, and then your vision starts to expand, right? Like every time someone hits a goal, it's like, wait, I could probably do a little more. I'm probably capable of a little more.
That's exactly what happened to me of course, I was a business owner before, and so I had lofty goals, but truly when my support team asked me right away, why? What do you want from this? I remember the exact conversation. I said, if I could make $500 a month and set it aside and not feel guilty about taking a family vacation at the end of every year, that's what would be my first goal. Well, that first month, I didn't make less than $1,000, and then every month thereafter, I didn't. And so I think quickly, because of action, my vision started to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I was like, wait, is this possible? Wait, can I hit that number? And can I hit that number? And what about this? And what about this? I didn't start out saying, if I could hit executive in 2 years, right? That goal might became 6 months into the business, and I was like, whoa, this is possible. It's
As you
really
saw
possible.
those little successes along the way, suddenly it's like, okay, I believe I can get to 500. I can get to 1,000. I can hit ranks. I could maybe earn this trip.
Yep. 100%. That's exactly how it worked for me. One thing started to unfold, but it only unfolded because I was willing to just get out there and start sharing. So
that's awesome. I mean, we've had a lot that's happened since the plan rolled out. We now are in the middle of a whole new era for LifeVantage with our new MindBody product. How has that, having a well-timed, demonstrable, easy to talk about product also shifted your business?
Life-changing. Literally life-changing, personally, as well as for our business and many other people. So, well, I'll be really honest. You guys can't see me, so I'll just tell you, I've struggled with weight my entire life. It's been a battle for me. And so when I found out that LifeVantage was coming out with a product that was going to aid in weight loss, I was like, please let it work. Please let it work. I mean, really.
Fair.
And
fair.
it was
that's every person who's struggled with weight or any kind of personal insecurity. Like it's the excitement and then the immediate like, but will it work for me?
For real. Like that's exactly what happened to me. And I was like, let alone I want it to work for me. Like, please let it work for me. But secondly, if I am going to share this with somebody who also struggles, I need this to work, right? I need it to work. And so I was thrilled to have earned the ability to be in the Club 55 trial group of MindBody. And I'll be honest, like on day 3, I looked at my husband. I said, game on. Like this works. I felt it so quickly in myself. Some amazing things started to happen and shift in my own body as far as all the things that my appetite control, the cravings went away. I said it over and over. I felt like the devil on my shoulder that used to tell me that I needed chips all day. Just like I kicked him off, and I had the best friend ally that was helping me make healthy choices. Like I feel like it activated my willpower for the first time in my life, and it wasn't just me shaming myself constantly. Like there were so many emotions attached to what happened for me with MindBody that I was like, this is going to be an absolute game changer for everyone if we can help them understand and help them get it in their body. But not when you have a product that is going to help so many people and you're so confident in that, it's also a pretty awesome movement to be a part of. And so I basically started, right now I had this beautiful team of people, and we came up with an awesome strategy of how we were going to position this. And we were going to ask people 2 questions. Do you want to join us in the movement, or do you want to take the product and change your own mind body?
That's awesome. It's interesting that you mentioned like the internal thoughts and the emotions attached, and how you used to feel like there was a lot of self-shaming. Mm-hmm. How have you navigated, because talking to people about, weight or their physical appearance and health can be really, really hard to navigate. Mm-hmm. How have you done that with empathy and taught your team to be sensitive to these conversations so that it's not off-putting to the people you're talking to? Great
question. So I think that it's just about being vulnerable yourself. I think every single person, no matter if you've struggled with your weight or not, you know somebody that has, and you know that is a problem. And even for some of my friends who are thin, right? They are like, trust me, I still have a sugar monster, and I still struggle with food noise. And I didn't even know what food noise meant. When you guys started saying like, it's going to help with food noise, I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. But then I experienced it myself, and I was like, oh, I thought about food all the time, whether I was planning what my next meal was, or I was worried about like, oh, you can't have this, and like talking myself out of things and battling thoughts. I literally like noise just went away completely about food. Not in a way like I still got hungry. I still got hunger cues. It wasn't like that, but it wasn't like it was constantly on my mind, and which cleared up my brain to have other kind of thoughts, which was magical, because then I felt like I was focused more too, and like had all this massive energy and like all these things. I don't know. So I just started sharing our story with people, and I just think that weight is a really sensitive topic, but it's something everybody wants, is to be a healthy weight. No matter if you're healthy in general. I mean, I'll be honest, there's a lot of times in this business that I've questioned myself, why would somebody want to follow me if I don't look the part, the wellness part, right? Why would somebody join me as a me as their wellness consultant if I don't look the part? And so this is allowing me to look the part, but also feel the part, which even though I was healthy, I don't know why I have those thoughts, but I'm human and I did. But I also will tell every single person listening, if that's you, please know that you're just enough. And as long as you're wanting to do better for yourself, I think that's enough. And I think that's why people still chose to join me, even though maybe I didn't feel like I looked the part, is I was really honest and I would tell them. And I think that they could feel that I was always trying to do better every day. And that's all we all can do, is just try to do better every day.
No, it's interesting because that embodying that, I don't know how to say this right, but always wanting to be better. So for someone who believes in like personal development or pushing themselves on their goals, whether that's personal, professional, or health, like that makes it a lot safer for people when they're trying to find someone to help them with a tough or sensitive subject.
Yeah,
you know?
I think we can't focus on perfection, right? It's all just about progress. And so I think anybody could be perfect, that we all just have to just want to do better. And I think that that's what I've committed myself over the last 9 years. I mean, for goodness sakes, I did not come from a great wellness background, right? That's why I wanted to go on a health journey to begin with. I didn't have the best models. Like my parents were amazing, but we live in the Midwest. We thought what we could buy on store shelves is what we should eat, right? We just weren't super educated in the topic. But I've committed myself not only just in the health journey, but also in the business journey, just to learn something new every day and just lean in and continue to learn and grow. And I think because of that, other people will do it too.
Yeah. And, you know, people will find, you know, for our listeners, people will find the person that they're meant to build with.
Yeah.
Like, I think that we are all attracted to different elements of different personality types that we connect with better, you know, and I think one of the things that's cool about your vulnerability is there's a lot of people out there who, you know, I personally have weighed over 400 pounds. I've weighed 170 pounds as an adult. You know, it's interesting to find the people you connect with because you're like, oh, they'll get me. And to create a safe space for someone to get you is important because that's how you find the people who want the products, who want to build with you, is just finding a space and creating a place where your team will find the people that feel known and safe there.
There's nothing better than to help someone reach a goal, whether that is in their business or in their health. Literally, I don't know that there's a better feeling than that. That's what I will continue to chase, and I won't ever stop building here. This is my passion. My passion is to help people reach their goals, and there's a beautiful opportunity to do that here in many, many, many ways. When you get a phone call of somebody that says, oh my gosh, the money you have helped me earn in my business paid my mortgage and I needed that.
Yeah.
Or, oh my gosh, I just got this report back from the doctor that I never thought would happen. Thank you for sharing, right? It doesn't matter what their goal is, but just to help people and feel that you help someone towards their goals, the opportunities here are beyond to be able to do that. So
it's interesting because right now we're kind of at a unique place in LifeVantage history where we've got, you know, a very innovative and competitive compensation plan. We've got this well-timed, demonstrable product that everybody needs. And, you know, as a company, like we're seeing a lot of success with our stock price and some of those things that add to corporate credibility. What would you say to people who are going, why LifeVantage? Why now?
Why not? I mean, that's literally what I think is like, I don't know what else more we would need right now. I feel absolutely honored to be right here right now. Honored and blessed and thankful, like all those words. That's all that comes to my mind is I couldn't imagine even a better opportunity right now. In the past, I might have thought, oh, I wish this was here, or I wish this was here.
I wish we were doing that. My friends over at that company.
For real. Now, I don't have any of those thoughts in my head. I'm like, we are doing it. We're doing all of it. and it's happening. And that's fun to be a part of. And I think if we continue to share that enthusiasm, like embody that to our bones and share that enthusiasm, who the heck wouldn't want to join you? And however suits them. But who wouldn't if you just explain exactly where we're at and that they could be a part of it too?
Yeah, and I think as you authentically share and you figure out like how do you talk about it in a way that makes sense to you, that those conversations get easier. Like sometimes we make it seem so scary in our mind. Like we're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to say? How am I going to say it? But like when we just share, but like authentically as who we are, like we'll find the people.
I just say to everybody that I coach or anybody who asks me like, what did you say to people? Or what do you say to people? I just share. Literally, just share your excitement. Everyone has a story. If you just got started, you have a story. Maybe
there's a reason you got started.
That's exactly that is your story.
Yeah.
Like you have a background and you have a reason you said yes, and you have a reason you're excited that you joined. That's your story. That's your truth. Somebody else will relate to that and want to be a part of it too. And I think that's what we can't get stuck on all the facts and all the things. We have all of that. And we'll be able to share all of that, and we can point to all of that. And as you develop, you can share it yourself if you learn the facts. But the story and who you are is the most important, I think, and the reason why you're excited. Share that. People will want to be a part of it.
That's exciting. As we go into, you're talking at our global kickoff in January, as we go into a new year, do you have any last thoughts on what you would say to people so they can prepare for like the best year in their business ever?
You got to just decide. I think that's what it boils down to. I think there's a lot of times where I said that I wanted it, right? I said that I was going to go all in, but I don't know if I actually believed it. And I think that right now I've made a decision and it's so clear. And I think that all the people who literally make a decision for 2025 and it like be so clear on how you want to be a part of this and intentional about it to share that story and just go for it. Because what's the worst case scenario? You're a little bit further ahead than you were today.
You take 3 steps instead of 25.
Right.
Like that's still 3 steps.
I feel like plan for the 25 steps because it's all possible right here, right now. But you got to decide to go do it. It's not going to just come to you. And I think that's really important to remember. Like if you want something, you got to go for it. And it's all here. So the only X factor is you. And if you are capable, everybody is capable. They just have to understand why.
Shauna, we've loved having you in the studio today, and we're so excited for your presentation at Global Kickoff. Is there anything else you'd like to leave with our Activation Nation family?
That's it. I think let's just do it. Let's show the world what activation is all about and how they can live a life fully activated. And to me, that is whatever it means to you. I don't think it's one size fits all. Anybody can live the life that they dreamed of, and I think that we can do it here.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for being with us today, Shauna. We appreciate you being here, and we're excited to hear you speak at our kickoff meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to today's inspiring conversation with Shauna Mucklow and Selena Alger. As we wrap up, I want to remind you to register and attend Global Kickoff on January 11th. It's going to be an exciting event and the perfect way to kick off 2025 with momentum and inspiration that we all need to succeed. Also, we will be taking a short break between Season 5 and Season 6 of the Activation Nation podcast. But don't worry, if you've missed any episodes, you'll want to revisit some of the incredible insights from our past seasons, and they're always available for you to listen at any time. Thanks again for joining us today, and we can't wait to continue this journey together. See you at Global Kickoff and stay activated.